Magic. Okay, so this movie came out like a week ago, but I just saw it yesterday for Thanksgiving. And we always go to a movie on Thanksgiving, so this is the movie I chose to go to this year. And I didn't have super high expectations for this movie. I thought it would. I knew it wasn't even gonna be close to the Harry Potter movies because I really enjoyed the Harry Potter movies. They just got great characters. They were made very well. Um, I really enjoy those movies. I like going into that world, and so I thought, it won't be the same movie because we don't have the same characters, and it's not the same thing. But it'll be kind of cool to go back into that magical world, right? Well, I didn't even have super high expectations for this movie, and I was still disappointed. I thought it would be an enjoyable movie that I could, sit and watch for 2 hours and be fine. But by the end of this movie, I'm like, is it over yet? And it's not even a long movie either. It's only like a 2 hour movie, but by the end of it, I was just so bored, and I'm like, end it. So why didn't this movie work for me? Well, it just, many reasons. So the technical aspects of it first we'll talk about. Um, just the way it looks, the colors, and the overall tone. It's very dark looking, and It's not bright. It's not colorful. Colorful. Um, and for a movie like this, I really thought it'd try and be something that would look a lot like the first Harry Potter movie. That's kind of what I think it should have looked like. Very bright and vivid, but it was just very dull and dark, and it put the movie in a really different kind of feel to it, and it just because the movie not until really the end, it's not a dark movie like the last Harry Potter. The last couple Harry Potters, I think they were very dark looking movies like this one, but they were very dark stories, and so I think it was good that they looked like that. Here it's like, why so dark? Sorry for all the shadows too. Uh, I only have one light today. Um, my lamp broke, so it's kind of dark here and here, not right here. But anywho, no, it wasn't terribly made. Like it's shot very basically. Nothing great. There wasn't any really nice shots or anything. It was just kind of, it did what it needed to do to tell a story. So that's fine. Sound effects and things like that weren't bad, but the special effects for the animals, they just they looked they didn't look very good at all. Um, they all looked really pretty fake. Like I feel like some of the effects in the third Harry Potter movie, which came out over 10 years ago, like 13 years ago, the hippogriff in that still looks great today. I think, and here these aren't gonna hold up for another day. That you know, like the big bird, it wasn't a hippogriff, but it just was a big bird. The feathers, none of them looked right. They all kind of looked like they just morphed together, and everything like when the house elves and the goblins. Dobby from the second movie, which came out in 2002, is way better. All right, and that came out 14 years ago, whatever. How can you make these things not look as good as it did then? They just really stand out, and it totally takes you out of the movie. So overall, I didn't really like anything how it was made very much. Technical, it wasn't. I didn't think was very good. So at least it's got a good story, right? So maybe some interesting characters. No, there was only one character, maybe two, that I really liked. The guy Jacob, the guy who plays the baker. Um, the baker. I don't know who plays it, but the character's name is Jacob, and his kind of love interest. I liked him. He was probably the best part of the movie. Um, and the girl, he kind of I liked that between them and stuff. So I liked him. He was a fun character. He was interesting. But Eddie Redmayne's character, I don't even remember the guy's name. Just kind of felt kind of bland, boring. I don't feel like he was the main character, but I didn't really root for him at all. He was just a kind of a boring character. And then the girl that finds him, she was okay, but there's nothing like amazing about her. So I just wasn't none of the only like one or two of the characters in the movie were good at all. And then all the side characters were just like I every time anybody else was on screen, I was like, "Can we move on with this? I don't care." Like there's some emo kid. Every time he was there, I was like, What is this? Why?" And the guy he talks to is Grindelwald or something. I never cared when he was on the screen. I never cared when some senator dude. I don't even know what that was about. So I mean, I could at least be fine with Eddie Redmayne and our four main characters. I could at least watch and be semi-interested, but anybody else was just, please move on. Um, and so far, all those things weren't. Those things were not good. But if those things were the way they were, but it had a decent story that I could get into, I could have semi enjoyed this movie. Like, I didn't really like this and that about it, but at least it was entertaining, right? I could sit for 2 hours and be fine, enjoy a movie, but they had to go and try and make this epic movie. What are you doing? They were trying to make like the seventh Harry Potter. I feel like that's what they were trying to remake in this movie. Was the seventh and eighth Harry Potter movie or maybe not the seventh or eighth, but like the sixth, like something. There's huge stakes, and the world could end here if we don't stop this guy. It's like, why? Apparently you're gonna make 4 more of these. Whatever. I don't even want to get into that. And for the first movie, you think we need to have the world almost end. I don't know if really the world was gonna end. Maybe it was. I don't know. I wasn't really paying too much attention because this movie was so boring by the end. It just trying to make it such a epic big thing made it more boring. If it would have been just the guy has some creatures and he loses them and they're running amok in the city and he has to get them back before the Muggles see it and stuff like that, that would have been a far more interesting movie than what we got. I feel like with this movie they were just trying too hard. And it just, by the end, it felt like almost every other movie that has come out in the past, 3 years. Like, seriously, when is there not a movie where some big thing wants to destroy the world and either shoot the beam up into the sky or some big swirling thing of goo or something, and then someone's like, "No, Johnny, you can't think of the good," or something, and there's some yelling, and they stop it, and everybody's happy at the end. That happens in every movie, and that's what happened at the end of this movie. They just tried too much here, and it didn't work. It all fell flat. And at least for a movie called Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, you'd think you'd at least get some cool animals and stuff, or beasts, whatever you want to call them. But no, 90% of them were just, let's take a beluga whale and mix it with a rhino. They just mixed animals that already exist into each other. Why? So if you have these animals that already exist just mixed with each other, that's what they are, that's their mythical creatures and stuff, then why aren't you protecting platypuses too? Why aren't they magic creatures? I don't know. And everything in this movie just makes me go, well, why is that? I don't like, there's nothing, no. Nothing really worked in this movie. and it just fell so flat. I don't know how I could even go see a second one. You know, it was boring. It was nothing. Okay, let me try and think of some positives about it. There was the one character I did like. He was not bad. Um, Good things. Good things. Um, I liked the little creature that went and stole things. That little thing was pretty funny. But that's about it. If you're a super nerd and you'll like anything that has magic in it and anything that's kind of Harry Potter, you'll like it. Um, but I would say go see it, see if you like it. I could see someone liking this movie. It's not a terrible, terrible, terrible movie you should never see. Um, if I was forced to watch it again, I could not die and I'd be okay. I'd want it to be over, but I've seen worse, way worse movies than this. Um, so I mean, check it out. You might enjoy it. I don't know. Um, Not my cup of tea. I just feel like if they were gonna do this, why didn't they just make? If they really wanted to continue the Harry Potter universe, why didn't they just make like 5 different spin-offs? Like this one, something about like Dumbledore's life, something about like the founding of Hogwarts, something like that. That would have been, I could be okay. And it's like if this one didn't work, it's like okay, we got the Dumbledore movie and the Hogwarts movie, and we this could still be good. But no, now we got 4 more of these. What else are they gonna do from here? I don't know. So anyways, thanks for watching. Um, Sorry I haven't made a video in a long time. I just haven't seen many things to talk about. Because if I don't have enough to say about a movie, then I don't want to review it. And because those reviews just aren't as good. And I haven't had a lot of time. So if I see some more movies and I have some time, I'm going to try and make some more reviews. I've noticed that I've got a couple subscribers, so whoever you guys are, thank you very much. Yeah, so thank you for watching again, and I'll see you next time.